Welcome back to Dinalicious 101. Today we are going to be making some jam, some strawberry and blueberry jam. I have been having so much fun making this summer that I was like, I have to share it with you guys. Keep watching. Let's get to the ingredients. Our jam is going to be very organic, natural. I'm not going to put in too many preservatives. This is going to be eaten soon. I don't believe this is going to last me more than 1 to 2 months, but the jam that I'm going to make should last you between 2 and 3 months. So what you're going to need is very simple. We're going to use some strawberries. I'm making mixed berry today, so we're going to put some blueberries, lemon juice, and 1 cup of sugar. You could use any sugar that you'd like. I've been using cane sugar or regular sugar. It's all the same thing, just in case you're worried. But this is going to be very fun to make and very good. I guarantee this is way better than purchasing the jam at the stores. So let's get started. Keep watching. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our fruit is completely clean. So what I do is I like to put them in these bowls separately, and then we're going to put some salt. And what this salt does is it makes sure that your fruit is completely clean of anything that it might have, you know, because you never know when you buy it at the store. So you put maybe about 2 tablespoons of salt in this big bowl of strawberry, and the same thing for this bowl of blueberry. And we're gonna let them soak in that salt for about, let's say 10 to 15 minutes. And then we're gonna empty it out, and we are going to rewash our fruit again because we wanna make sure that our fruit is as clean as possible for our jams. Keep watching. All right, our strawberries have been fully washed and our blueberries have been fully washed. And what you wanna make sure is that your blueberries don't have any little, you know, sticks on them, so that when you put it in the jam, there's no little, you know, things popping out. So I think these are probably the hardest to clean, but we are good now. So I'm getting them out here. And now we're gonna start chopping up our strawberries. And what you wanna do is take off the top. I usually chop them up like this so that it's a lot easier once I put the sugar. It'll be a lot easier for them to dissolve. So comment below on what your favorite jams are. I'm gonna make a few jams that I've been making for future videos. I've made strawberry jam, mixed berry jam, fig jam, made some orange marmalade. That one came out pretty good. Oh, a blackberry. That was one of the favorites. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoy making these. Not to mention that feel of, you know, more organic eating. And plus, does it get on your nerves, you guys, when you purchase strawberries and then they get bad in like a day or 2? But I did learn a new trick on how to preserve strawberries more. So if you want them to last longer, here's a tip for you. Put them in a large mason jar that has a seal-proof lid, and they will last you way longer. I think the beauty of these is that you know you're eating home-cooked jams and no preservatives. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty big on trying not to eat preservatives. So we are done chopping up our strawberries, and this is what your bowl's gonna look like. So good. We're about to start mixing in our ingredients. Keep watching. All right, so the next step is gonna be, usually I do this in the pot while it's cooking, but for purposes of showing you guys what to do, I'm gonna do it here. You could do it either way, it doesn't matter. So I'm making a little more than usual. Usually I use just 1 cup of sugar. But since I'm making a little more than usual, I'm gonna put 2, but I'm gonna put 1 right now. I'm gonna let that soak in. And then I'm gonna use 1 lemon juice, and always make sure to massage your lemon juice to get the most out of it. All right, so you see how the sugar is melting on here? What this is gonna do is it's gonna make it a lot easier to get everything mushed in there. So just with a plastic spoon here, let me go ahead and mix all this. And this helps all the juices come out of the fruit, all its natural juices. Doesn't this look so yummy? And the smell that your house gets when you're making this is so good. Like my house is about to smell like all strawberries. So now, what I usually do is I grab like this thing, you know, to like mush potatoes, and it'll work great on this. So I'm gonna kind of try to mush a little bit so that when it gets to the stove, it'll be easier to dissolve. And look at all those juices coming out. Now, there's 2 ways of making this. You could either leave it with like some fruit, you know, like little chunks when you make your jam. I'm gonna make my jam pretty clear. Not clear, but you know what I mean. Like pretty well mashed up. All right, so I've mushed this up a little bit now. It's a little bit better. Not as hard. And you could already see all the juices coming out. So I'm gonna get this to the stove and I'll show you guys what the next steps are. Keep watching. Okay, so now we've had our pot heating. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all of this in there. And here's the rest of our sugar. I'm gonna put half a cup for now. Now here's the slightly tedious part of making jam. You can't really leave the stove. I'm gonna mix this in. I promise that looks like a lot of sugar, but it's not going to be because these fruits in particular are a little bit sour. So your jam is going to taste good. What you want to do is you want to stay by the stove. You don't want to leave for a couple of reasons. Number one, this will, you know, sprinkle everywhere. You don't want that. Number two, it might burn or stick to your pot. You don't want that either. So you want to keep mixing it. gonna do now is while it's in the stove, I'm gonna continue to mush it, which it's gonna become a lot easier right now since they're getting warm and softer. You see how it's kind of mushining up? So good. Look at all that water that you see in there. Well, it's not water, it's fruit juice. It's 100% from our fruit. No water was added to this. I live for the smell, by the way. It's so good. So what I'm gonna do, so I don't bore you guys to death, I'm gonna keep mushing this up, and once it's fully mashed and ready to serve, I'll go ahead and start filming again, so you guys see what consistency you're gonna need before you put this in your mason jar. Okay, I hope you guys are enjoying this. Keep watching. All right, so I've mushed up, I want to say most of it. It's almost done, and you can see the consistency has changed. So I don't really know how long this takes to make. It's more about observing the stages of it. The smell is just amazing though. And you guys see that it has some foaming going on. So what you want to do to prevent that, because you don't want that foam in your jars. So what I'm gonna do, and this is kind of my favorite part, you want to kind of grab that foam and get it out of your pot and put it in a bowl. It's not that it's bad, it just makes a cleaner look for when you jar it. Now why is this my favorite part? Because once this dries up more, it turns into like almost syrup, which I kind of like to eat. And try just to get that foam out. Put that to the side. And we're gonna keep mushing this. But it's getting that nice jam consistency now. I'm gonna make sure you kind of move it around in your pot so it doesn't stick in there. Although surprisingly, for me at least, it's been very easy to clean up. Like once my jam is ready and I take it out of the pot, you want to make sure you use something that's non-stick. I just put it like in hot water under the sink, and I want to say it cleans up nicely. Oh, and I added the rest of my sugar, the rest of the cup that I had. So for this, like I said, it's going to give you about 3 jars, and I used the 2 regular size strawberry boxes and a small blueberry and the 1 lemon. So then I'm going to teach you guys what to look for in consistency and how to tell if your jam is ready. So once we do this, look at that, it's beautiful. Now it's not sticking as much to my utensil. Some people, if you really like it with absolutely no fruit, what I recommend is you put it in the blender for a bit, or like your NutriBullet, and that will make sure there's no pieces of fruit left, if you know that's how you like it. I don't mind the little pieces of fruit. I actually think it's nice when you put it on toast or cottage cheese. I love it with cottage cheese, guys. Why don't you guys comment below on how you like to eat this? I like it on toast, cottage cheese, and it tastes good on pancakes too. Okay, so how do we check if it's ready? I'll show you right now. You want to grab some with a spoon, just a little bit, and put it on a plate. So I put it on a plate, and then I kind of see how it drips. You see how that's going slowly? That means that our jam is ready. But this one is for my mom. So Mom, if you're watching this, this one's for you. Since I know you love my jams. Try to leave it as perfect as possible for her. See, that's why I better be her favorite child. Sorry, bro. But I don't see you making jams. Look at that, see? Now you can kind of see it like getting off the utensil on its own. If there are little pieces of fruit left that aren't completely mashed up, it's very little. And you want your stove to look like this, hardly any mess. Because if it's splattered everywhere, you left the stove, my friend. All right, so this is ready, Freddy. So I'm about to turn off my stove and start preparing my jar. Keep watching. Now that our jam is ready, what I like to do is, first of all, my jar has already been cleaned very thoroughly, and you can put it in the machine to wash, which I did, and I also sterilized it by putting it in hot boiling water. So my jar is currently hot. So I'm gonna grab a little napkin to hold it because you don't want to burn yourself. So right now it's gonna look a little runny because it's hot, but once it dries up, it's gonna have a really nice consistency. So once this is full, and you want to make sure the sides are completely clean. You don't want anything dripping here before we go ahead and seal it. Oops. And I'll go ahead and wash the jar later for any drippings like on the side or whatever. But here we want to make sure it's very clean. So these have also been placed in boiling water. And we're going to go ahead and seal it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish putting the rest of my jam in a jar. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful color? And I'll go ahead and show you guys how you can eat this. Keep watching. And this is our final product. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I normally don't eat my final product, but you know, yo girl got a sweet tooth, so I took a bite. But it is so delicious, guys. I put it on some cottage cheese, some toast, and I couldn't use this one because this one is still hot. But what I did is I have another one right there, some strawberry jam, just so you guys can see the consistency it gets after it's been in the fridge. It's very easy to spread. Look at that. So good. And look at this. If you guys have not tried this, you have to try it. It is like the best thing on earth. Cottage cheese and fresh jam. But look at the beautiful color this one got, what the blueberries do to it. That's just regular strawberry, and this is mixed. This one is really good, but I think both of them are really good, really. And this is my toast. It's so good. You could actually put a little butter and it'll be delicious. But yeah, look at this. I have to admit, this is one of my favorite products that I've had in a while. Look at that. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my video, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for new videos each week. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can also follow me on Facebook, Dinalicious Cooking 101. Thank you for watching. Bye!